Welcome to the Books and Martinis podcast.
I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy.
And this is your go-to book podcast,
where we lift, empower, and spotlight authors.
Grab your martini and follow along.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
Hey, book lovers. This episode of Books and Martinis is brought to you by our wonderful sponsors. Blue Box Media, you dream it, we produce it. And Travel with Samantha Cividanes, specializing in luxury cruises. Ooh. Their support keeps the stories, authors, and conversations flowing. Don't forget to visit them and support the brands that support this podcast. Now the martinis are poured, let's get into the episode. What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy. Welcome, everybody. And a huge welcome to our beautiful guest, Rebecca Fallon. Cheers,
Rebecca,
cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to our podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so nice to be here.
Yes. Success to a great interview. We are so excited to have you guys.
Yes.
We're so excited to have you. On the screen and in your ears, guys, is Rebecca Fallon. She's the author of Family Drama. This cover, guys, I know you can't see it. This cover is beautiful. Gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh,
instantly fell in love with it when we saw it. And we're so excited to have you today. And she's recording all the way from Paris.
I know.
Jelly.
Can't believe.
I love it. Thank you for being here with us. I appreciate it, especially from so far.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm a huge fan, but I'll let Priya say a little bit about you, and then you can tell us more, and then I'll go crazy.
So Rebecca Fallon is a New England-born Londoner and a graduate of Williams College and the University of Oxford. Family Drama is her debut novel. And this is just, that's like the goal right there, Rebecca.
Right there.
That you publish your first book and slam dunk.
Yes, and it's everywhere you go. I've seen it in so many bookstores. I keep taking pictures and I send it to all our book clubbers and all our friends. Like, it's here again. We're going to get to meet her.
Well, it's so exciting for me because I haven't been back to the US since it's been published, and I'm going in June. So everyone keeps sending me photos, and it's all very exciting. Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful. So where will you go in June? Are you going to be doing any book signings?
I am going to be doing book signings. We're lining them up right now, but I'm doing a trip along the Eastern Seaboard, and then I'm going to do a Southwest loop and then finish off in LA. So big announcements on the horizon. You can follow
I love that. So we will be following you because both Priya and I are on the East Coast. She's in New York and I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, amazing. I'm hoping I can make it to Tennessee, but it's sort of the last little loop. So we'll see if I can pull it off.
Are you coming to New York?
I will be in New York.
When?
Exciting.
Early June.
Okay, you got to give me the date so I can stalk you.
Yes, she just said she's going to announce it, so we have to keep an eye on her page.
I can't wait. That's going to be amazing. Okay,
this is so great.
Tell us more about yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Rebecca.
So, I was born in New England. And then about 12 years ago, moved to the UK to study, thinking I was going to be there for a year. I was going to head back. All my friends were there. And then I fell in love and I ended up living in the UK for the next 12 years. And I'm still most of the time there, except for this weekend when I happen to be in Paris. And I worked before becoming an author. I worked in tech for about 6 years. And then
that's interesting.
Yeah, I know. Well, visas don't write themselves, so I needed to find something that was going to support me in that period. And then when I sort of had a more secure situation, I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and try to do the thing that I loved the most, which was writing and being creative, and sort of found my way into writing this novel, and here it is.
It's beautiful. How long did it take you to write the novel?
So I think I started writing this novel in 2019.
Okay.
And then I worked on it for maybe 18 months before I signed with an agent. And that was while I was working full time. So I was, writing a bit and working on the book. And then I worked on it pretty intensively with the agent for a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years. And then we sold it. So it took much longer than I expected it to. And it turns out I'm not a very efficient writer. I'm trying to become more efficient, but I'm not a very efficient writer. And I was lucky to have a very supportive partner during that period who, told me at some low moments that I shouldn't give up. And then sold it in 2024, and it came out in 2026 because publishing lead times are long as well. So it's been a really long journey from start to publication.
It sure has. It sure has. Tell me about what inspired you.
Yeah, well, I knew I wanted to write a story about siblings going apart and coming back together. I think I was thinking a lot about my own journey leaving the US and that becoming a sort of more permanent, thing in my life, and sort of reckoning with that. And missing my family, missing my sister, and I wanted to sort of explore that sibling dynamic in particular. So many early versions of the book, which has two timelines. One is the mother's timeline, Susan's timeline in the 1980s, and the second timeline is the siblings' timeline as they're growing up. So it actually, many early versions only had the sibling timeline. And then the Susan timeline was added in later drafts. So the origin was very much about that sibling relationship. And
are you a twin?
I'm not a twin. I'm not a twin. My cousins are twins. But I myself am not a twin. But I liked the idea of them, experiencing everything almost identically and having very different interpretations of the same story or the same artifacts or the same piece of information. Because I think we do.
We all do, right? Yes, because they're raised the same exact way, and then they turn out to be so different, and their point of view about their mom is so completely different. And I love how you kept it. Well, some of it is at home because it's New England for you, and then so much of it is in Hollywood, and it's so glamorous, and you have this character, right, traveling between both, which I noticed that they called it a paneled life.
Oh, yeah, I thought that's so interesting because
that was so cool.
Mercy's like, I think I have a paneled life.
I think I have a panel. I just learned that from Rebecca. I have a paneled life when you travel because I have my kids, and well, I just moved to Tennessee a couple of years ago, so my whole life has been basically in Miami, and my family's there. My girls are there, so I travel monthly. I'll go every single month for it's a very big change, and so I kind of identified. I'm like, oh, I could be that. I can identify with that. So Rebecca,
work in one place and get somewhere else. Yeah.
Right. Our listeners are mainly authors or aspiring authors, writers, people that are thinking possibly one day they might write a book. Yeah. So they're going to want to learn from authors. Tell me your highs and your lows in this journey with your book.
Well, obviously selling the book is a real high. Knowing that it's actually going to be published is a real high. And I think, you sort of get two moments there. You get a moment of an agent deciding they're going to take a bet on you. And that's the first moment that I certainly felt like, oh, this could be a published book. Someone's really investing in me, and in this manuscript. And that's a real high. And then obviously signing with, both of my editors, my one editor in the UK and one in the US, that was a pretty amazing moment to know that it was going to exist and be on shelves, and people like you would get to read it. Lows were, the editing process was really long, and I think there was a moment. It was about 2 years in, maybe not that far. But it was about 2 years in, and I was sort of hoping that we were getting close to a point of submission. And I got back just a really big note from my agents. And I sort of looked at it and realized, like, oh my gosh, this could be another year of rewrites.
Oh no.
Which my husband took me to the sauna, and everything was okay in the sauna. So that's my top tip for getting bad news. It's like, just go sweat it out. It'll all be okay. I think writing is a marathon, not a sprint. And there are moments on the journey that you realize, the end is still really far away. So persistence is everything in this game, I think. I've met a lot of really talented writers who just didn't have it in them to do the edits. And, I think if they had, they would have had an absolutely brilliant book, but it's a stamina thing. So just keep pushing that's my, big advice.
Can you tell us more about the query process? How did you end up with an agent?
Yeah. So, when I moved to London, there are a couple of programs here that are really different or at least I'm not sure that I know of any programs in the US that are quite like this. But while I was working full time, I did a night course that was run by an agency, Curtis Brown. And it was a selective course. You had to apply with a bit of an existing manuscript. And then at the end of the course, they shopped you around to their agents. And, they did a little drinks thing, and the agents had read some submissions from the course. So they got to know you. And that was how I connected with my agent ultimately, was through this course, which to me felt like a real shortcut. Rather, it was only a 3-month-long course rather than doing, say, a multi-year MFA program, at the end of which you might have something that no agent necessarily connects with, so you're sort of being steered in a way that feels like you're already on a track to publication, which for me was a godsend. So that was, I ended up basically querying through that program to
excellent.
There were a couple of agents who had.
What a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great model, and I'd love to see, it feels really savvy. I'd love to see more agencies in the US doing a bit more sort of development.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I think Honey Sunshine, Reese Witherspoon does that for her authors, but outside of that, I've never heard of anyone.
Yeah.
Having something like that. That's wonderful.
Yeah. I know, it's super. It's super.
I never realized. This will be a first for me. I never realized, I don't know if Priya knew about it, but I didn't realize that you could be picked up by an agent before your manuscript was actually ready to publish, while it still had some work to be done.
Yeah. And, I think different agents have different appetites for editing. And I was really lucky that I had an agent who was, really interested in the development process and willing to take me on as someone who had no idea what I was doing. So I was very, very lucky to have got her. And in fact, my UK agents, I have a pair of agents, and one is a more senior agent and one's a more junior agent, which is just a lovely combination in that, Felicity is the senior agent and I get all of her experience and connections and wisdom, and Rosie's the junior agent, and she's probably closer to me in age. And I think, we share a lot of reference points, and she's building her list. So she's, very available, and it's just a really lovely team. So I feel very lucky to have them both.
Yeah, that sounds like a perfect mix.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. And will you? Yeah, it sounds like just perfection, the way it's all worked out for you.
Very slow, wonderful. Drawn out.
Like you were in the right place.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah, you were in the right place at the right time that you landed all of this. This is just, it's beautiful.
It is great. And are we working on a different book?
We are. So in the UK, I've sold, I have a 2-book deal in the UK. So about a month from now, I'm going to be delivering my second book.
Oh, how exciting.
Very exciting. Yep.
Are you allowed to say a little bit?
I'll give you a little taster. It's going to be a campus novel about a group of friends during their last week of college. There's going to be a lot of unrequited love, a lot of identity politics. It's going to be spicy.
This month on Books and Martinis, we're shining the spotlight on an author bringing the thrills
and all the chills.
Maya Gawani and her book, My Roommate is Trying to Kill Me.
Hi everyone, I'm Maya Gawani Shabbat, and if you love suspense, twists, and a story that keeps you side-eyeing your own roommates, this one's for you.
Trust us, you're gonna want to sleep with one eye open after this one.
Tune in all month long as we dive into Maya's work, her writing journey, and the story behind the chaos. Cheers!
Ooh.
I love spice.
I'm excited.
I love that. Oh, how
Yeah.
exciting. So will you come and visit us again?
Oh,
Because
I certainly hope so. Yes.
okay,
Yes.
good.
So
We need
Because
to
that's
know
I'm
more.
ready for it. Yes, I am ready for it. Tell
me
me,
too.
what was your favorite part of the story?
Oh
Because
gosh.
I know that there's certain parts that we love and other parts that we just have to go through to get to where we're going.
To get to
Yeah.
the good bits.
Hmm.
Yes.
I really loved, I actually, no one's asked me that question, but I really loved writing the ending. And there was something about finding the right way to say goodbye to all of the characters that felt
Hmm.
really like lovely. Um,
Mm.
and very like natural to write. That felt sort of like I was able to be in flow when I was writing the ending, because I knew the characters so well at that stage. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
Um,
that's wonderful.
Is,
Good. I'm
is
glad
there
because
any, is there any temptation to like continue into a book two, or was it really like full on closure
yeah, I don't know.
with
So
the
a few
first book?
people have asked me that. I sort of feel like I've said goodbye to them for now. It would be, I don't know, you never know down the line. Like Elizabeth Strout will just randomly bring a character back from, like
hmm
many, many books ago. And it's because she's had a new thought about where they are, what they're doing. So maybe that's something that'll happen to me in like 10 years. I'll think like, oh, you know, Sebastian's
yeah.
gonna have a new love interest or
I was
whatever.
gonna say Viola, what happened? What's gonna happen with her, right? Like,
I
does
know. Well,
she
I
decide
did
to
want to leave
follow?
that open-ended because people have
Right,
a lot of feelings about that relationship. So I,
right.
I
I
felt
want to
like I would
know.
leave that open in the mind of the reader. Um,
Hmm.
but I
That
don't
sounds
think
like a
it.
little cliffhanger there.
Yes, exactly. I won't spoil too much.
Well, talking about the reader, what has been your favorite feedback? Or has something stuck out in your mind where like, oh man, I've done it. Like
Oh, I
this is why I'm doing this, you know?
well, look, anytime anyone tells me they've cried, I'm like, okay, we got him.
Mm, you got them. They
You
felt
know,
it.
that's so nice. And I think I've had really lovely feedback from mothers saying that it resonated with them. And I actually, so I my baby is 11 weeks old right now, so he's
Oh my
very
goodness.
small. And I wrote most of this book before I was a mom. So, there was a lot of guesswork involved in how might a mother feel in a particular situation. And maybe that was sort of an elaborate thought experiment for myself, what it was going to be like to be a
Right.
working creative and a mother. Fortunately, I don't live a bi-coastal lifestyle, but I think there are other ways that those interests can sort of tear you in two. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I love hearing from moms that it resonates for them. Even if they don't necessarily agree with all the choices that Susan made, if they can feel that sense of, feeling torn between a sense of losing your identity or wanting to fight for your own work life or creative life, and also loving your family and not wanting to be away from your children. I think
Mm.
any mom that tells me that I sort of got remotely anything right there is it's lovely to hear.
That's probably why I loved it so much.
Oh,
I could see me in the struggle of when you're working and
Mhm.
you're
Trying to
ambitious and
balance.
you have dreams and you want to pursue that, and then you have your kids who you absolutely adore, and you're kind of torn between the two.
yeah.
So I think I was in her shoes and I could see what she was feeling. So that was
Yeah. Oh,
beautifully
well, that's
written.
lovely to hear. Yeah.
Beautifully written. I loved it.
Yeah, what kind of research went into the book? Because
Oh,
okay, so we were just talking about motherhood, right? You wrote it
yeah.
before you became a mom, so I'm sure there had to be some conversations with folks. How did you feel about this as a mom?
Yeah.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but tell us, like, what kind of research went into creating this? Because part of it's in Hollywood, like,
Yes.
So take us through your thought process.
Yeah. Well, certainly I spoke to a lot of moms about, how is it really? And I do think I probably could have spoken. I didn't really know at the time any twin moms, but I do think twins, now being a mom and doing like one set of wake ups in the night is one thing. Doing double wake ups, I
Mm,
can't even imagine
Right.
how challenging that must be. But yes, so I did speak to a lot of moms. In terms of the 80s soap world, there's a lot of great stuff on YouTube. And I did watch a lot of reruns of 80s soap operas on YouTube while I was writing, which was really a lot of fun. And there are just some brilliant actors, brilliant storylines. I just really got into that. And also some very cool, like behind the scenes footage of filming in those studios and what that world looks like and feels like. It's a whole sort of massive like warehouse of these sets, and it's a maze, and these people are kind of navigating this world in this sort of astonishing way. Which, it just it sort of solidifies this sense that it's this intimate world and these people are connected in a way that's almost familial. I really enjoyed that, and reading even like archival New York Times pieces about 80s soaps from behind the scenes with actors. There's some just really awesome stuff, and interviews also with soap actors. Really.
What was your favorite soap show that you loved?
I probably spend the most time watching Days of Our Lives, and I think I would say Life and Times, which is the soap in the book, is probably most closely modeled on Days of Our Lives.
Oh, what was it? Susan Lucci was like the big star from Days of Our Lives. That was All My Children.
Was All My Children.
All My Children.
Another, Susan in a leading role, right?
Right.
Love it. But no, it's Deirdre Hall is the leading lady of Days of Our Lives, and she's just fantastic, and she's given some brilliant interviews around aging her character and preparing for her, what's going to happen to her down the line, because she's been in this role for years and years and years. And, I think she and the entire writer's room are already thinking really sensitively about, what do we do? What do we do when, there is going to come a day when she can't be on the show anymore. Some like really moving interviews there if you're, poking around YouTube.
Right. Oh, wow. That sounds so interesting and fun. It's crazy how much authors can learn.
Yes.
Right. Just from trying to write a book, all the knowledge you acquire.
YouTube University.
You sort of become a weird subject in the world, or subject matter expert in the world that you're creating, which is, feels very specific. And then it's so nice when people join you, it's very lonely for a while. You're like, oh, I'm the only person who knows about all this, weird stuff. And then everybody comes and joins you. It's lovely.
Yes. Yes. And you get to share all that stuff. Do you have a favorite character?
Oh, it's a toss-up for me. Say again.
I'm sorry. Would you say it's Susan or no?
I loved writing Susan. I found her very natural to write. I think in terms of my favorites, though, I loved a lot of the small side characters. I loved writing Sadie, Susan's sister. Is just very fun and funny, and she's a real Boston girl, and she felt very alive to me writing her. I could hear her voice very clearly. I enjoyed her humor. And similarly, Tilly, who becomes Al's second wife, I loved writing her too. And it was fun to write someone who was quite different to me, but I think also just an ode to stepmothers everywhere. And, I had a lot of fun with her too. Probably those two would be my two favorites to write.
And it shows because I could see them. I could completely visualize them.
Yeah. Oh, that's
every
so
single
nice.
character had its own personality. I love that.
Oh. Is there any advice you would give to authors or people who want to write their own book, become an author, or indie authors who want to get traditionally published? Any advice?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of writing literary fiction, I sort of stumbled into writing this book, and it did take me a really long time. And one thing I learned along the way was, maybe it would be good to not write a book like set over 40 years with like 6 different points of view if you want to get it done quickly. Because, writing is just a series. Writing a novel is basically making a series of choices, right? The character does this, then the character does this.
Right.
And, in this situation, how would a character behave? But the more rope you give yourself, the more possible situations a character might find themselves in. So I probably have like 2 or 3 books worth of just cutscenes.
Oh, that's a
moments
lot.
of these characters' lives. Yeah, I know, very inefficient, but part of the issue is, over 40 years, a lot of things could possibly happen. And it's just about
Absolutely.
what's important to show on the page and what's going to help you develop those characters and sort of push them forward in their quests. So I would say constraints are good. I'm trying in my second novel to write in a much more constrained time period. I'd originally said 1 character over 1 week in 1 location, and I've quickly gone and broken all my own rules. But I would say start out with some constraints if you can. They are helpful.
Yeah, that was a lot. You had a lot going on.
How did you map it? Did you have like a